Hi everyone, I am Anisha Narang and welcome to my channel again. I hope you enjoyed the part 1 video of my pregnancy journey and are excited to watch this one and know more insights. If you still haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so now. I do have a lot of content planned to put out in the future. So if you subscribed to the channel, you will get the notification. Thanks for helping me achieve the 200 subscriber mark and help me achieve the 1000 subscriber mark next. And with that, welcome to the part 2 of my pregnancy journey series. In this video, we will touch upon three aspects: exercise and weight gain, travel, and I will also be sharing some of the each trimester highlights. But before I go ahead to summarize what we talked about in the last video, we talked about books to read, nausea, how trimesters are split across 40 weeks, and the food to eat. So, to get started, let's touch upon one of the important aspects, which is exercise. And I think this was even pending from the part 2 of the last question of the previous video, too. So, to answer that, there are a lot of myths around exercise that, should one exercise during pregnancy or not? But the general rule says that continue to do what you have been doing so far. And always remember that you are only pregnant, you're not sick. So if you've been going for walks regularly, do that. If it's gym, you can go to the gym, but do consult your gynae before you go full on with your gym routine. It might need some modification while with you being pregnant. So, and if you have been a yoga person forever, then what's better? Um, and if you have been, and if you are somebody who have not been an exercise person so far, then it's not a good idea to start anything new, but maybe you can start with some regular walks and some yoga, some simple yoga stretches. So, talking of my journey, if you follow me on Instagram, then you must be know that I am into self-guided yoga and some different kind of workouts. And now with being pregnant, it kind of hits you subconsciously that you have a life growing inside you and you need to be a little cautious of everything and anything that you do. So whenever you visit your doctor or maybe ask anybody elder in the family um, about exercise, they would definitely ask you not to do any exercise and be very conscious of your moves. Even the doctors at times say that you can go for a 30 minutes walk every day, and all the other questions about yoga poses or gym would be answered very vaguely, indicating that you should avoid it. It's kind of a critical time because the baby is still developing and people just want to make sure that it develops fully. So that's how that this advice comes out from anybody whom you speak to. So for me, so I joined a prenatal yoga class at 16 weeks, and that was just for a month because I really couldn't carry on with my schedule quite a lot. And I asked her the same questions, right? If it was okay to do, Surya Namaskars and other inverted yoga poses. And she said yes, it's absolutely okay to do anything in the first trimester. And it's and pregnancy is pretty much strong in nature, and there is no way that the slight bends that you do could harm your pregnancy. So the general rule that she told me, that you can do any pose, any yoga pose till the time you are comfortable, your body does not have any discomfort, and there are no medical complications, and the fact that you know what you're doing. So it's also okay to do a headstand while you're pregnant, provided you know how to do it. It's definitely not the time to start anything new, to try a new asan, but you can always practice what you've been practicing before pregnancy. So the next question often comes is, what about strength training? The second book that I recommended in my previous video, which is Pregnancy Notes Before, During, and After by Rutuja Divekar, um, suggests that it's safe to do strength training and with slight modifications. So there is also an exercise plan that she proposes towards the end of the book. So yes, I think you can do your dumbbell curls, you can do your side laterals, squats, seated rows, um, and some of the other basic exercises that you would want to do for strength training. But if you are not confident of what you are doing, please consult your gynae or a certified trainer before you jump into um, any kind of strength training, is what I would say. For me, I would say that I did a couple of dumbbell curls, side laterals, seated rows, very occasionally. I haven't been very regular at a particular form of exercise, but I did quite a bit of a mixture of yoga, walking, strength training, and yeah, that was pretty much it for me, that I took out time to, but it was not very regular. I would skip on a few days and try to make sure that I was doing some kind of physical activity at least 3 times a week. So my final take on exercise would be, stay active. Make sure that you take out some dedicated time for exercise at least 3 times a week. 5 times a week is definitely awesome. Continue the exercises that you have been doing. It's not the time to start anything new. And do remember that you're not sick but pregnant. Embrace the changes as they come. Okay, so another important question that often comes is how much weight gain is ideal and what can be done to avoid excess weight gain. So, by the book and general guidelines, they say it's 10 to 12 kgs. But from my experience, I was somewhere at 62 when I started, and now I am at 78, which is fairly like 16 kgs of weight gain, and a few more weeks to go. However, I did not overeat or eat that much, I would say, but still the weight gain happened. So maybe that's the nature of it. And also, for a healthy pregnancy, they say you should be gaining weight as per your BMI. So you can look up for those numbers on the internet and monitor for yourself. But let me tell you that you cannot control it. It's not the time to reduce weight, but focus on having a healthy pregnancy. So consume all the healthy calories and stay joyful and do it mindfully. So the next question is, what about stretch marks? So that's the first question that comes to our mind when we think about pregnancy, right? So the honest answer that most doctors have said out loud is that they are bound to happen since the skin stretches quite a lot to accommodate the growing baby. But not to everyone, I would say. There are people who get none, and there are those who get quite a lot. So it also depends on the on your natural skin and maybe genes. Not 100. So they say that the ideal practice to make a conscious effort to avoid them is moisturizing your belly twice a day, without fail, right from the day you know that you're pregnant, and then just wait and watch. If the marks are to show up, they might show up somewhere in the 8th or 9th month. Is what I've heard from most people. So it's just a wait and watch. And what's recommended to use? Usually, if you are to go on the natural way, I think a combination of ghee and coconut oil is a good idea. But if you do not like the smell of it, then probably bio oil, any vitamin E oil, or anti-stretch marks cream or oil is a good idea. So there is no product in the market yet that guarantees anything. It's just an attempt that you can make to avoid it. So okay, so another quick question. Can you travel during pregnancy, and what about driving? Yes, the doctors recommend that it's pretty much safe to travel in your second trimester. And I feel that, if you can, you must travel a baby moon vacation during that time. And if you are to plan it out, things that you need to look for are location, how do you reach there, try and avoid hilly areas where you need to go by road. Maybe a short flight or you know driving in the plains is a good idea. Look for the weather, availability of the choice of your food, um, and a few other things that you might just want to consider that make you feel comfortable. And yes, you can definitely drive till the time that you feel comfortable driving. So two more quick questions. Do you really need a pregnancy pillow? So I didn't get one, looking at the size of it, and neither do I know anyone who said that they used it for real or it worked for them, for all practical reasons. I think the regular pillows work best for keeping under your head, feet, and the sides. What about your clothing? Oversized clothing or maternity clothing? Personally, I went in for oversized clothing from wearing a medium to an L, an XL, and even a double XL for some of my clothes. I think the maternity fashion line did not really suit my style, so I preferred oversized. So it's totally up to you what you prefer. Okay, so let's come to the highlights of each trimester now. Starting with the first trimester, a little bit of nausea and the feeling that you're pregnant. You get to hear the first heartbeat of your baby, which makes you believe in magic. Everyone who knows that you're pregnant would tell you to be careful. Um, do not forget to form an exercise routine. Eat whatever you can. Don't feel stressed about it because it's just the beginning. And be on time for your scans and antenatal tests as per the gynae's advice. Highlights for the second trimester. This is usually said to be the golden period of your pregnancy. The nausea has subsided by now, and your little baby bump will start to show up. So you must continue your daily routine and feed your mind with all the positive thoughts. Just to give some extra information, there's also a concept called as Garbh Vidya, or talking to the baby in the womb. You can explore that by yourself and see what makes sense to you. There are a couple of books around it too as well on the internet. And however, one more thing I would like to add is be very mindful of your mood swings. So I tried my best to keep my motivation levels high, but there were always times when I would feel very low for no reason. And one more thing that I really felt was that it's hard to keep your mindset the same from the start to the end. It just fluctuates quite a bit. So be mindful of your thoughts, and also the social media content that you consume. Okay, so the third trimester highlights. This is the time when you start to feel big, and pretty big, and the body discomfort starts to set in. The baby bump is quite visible by now. This is also the time when you start feeling lethargic, and but it's the time when you need to keep yourself active. So it's kind of difficult, but it is what it is. And so you need to make a conscious effort to make sure that you're staying active. One of the things that also happens in the third trimester is, if you're looking for, or if you've been waiting for a photo shoot for quite some time, then it's recommended to get one done between 34 to 36 weeks of pregnancy. Sleep is slightly more disturbed than the previous weeks, and mobility can be a challenge with a big bump, but you can still go strong till the end if you prepare yourself mentally. A lot lies here. So throughout your pregnancy, there are a few very generic problems that you face, like vomiting, swollen feet, swollen hands, back pain, constipation, leg cramps, and a few others. So don't be too tensed about any of these, but discuss them with your doctor as and when you experience them, and be prepared to hear the answer that it's normal and it's expected. There is nothing that you can really do about it. So I think it's time to wrap up the video. I've pretty much shared most of my learning and experiences. My only message out there would be to stay positive and embrace the physiological change as it comes. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, please. I'd appreciate if you contribute towards my 1,000 subscribers mark by subscribing to the channel. So like and share the video in your circle as well, and see you all in the next video. वैसे तो अभी असली पड़ाव बाकी है, but let's see how it goes, and I will come back hopefully and share with you how the last leg of this entire journey went, and maybe some of the experiences that I can come back and share with you all. So thank you all for watching, and bye bye. Have a good day.